Welcome to another episode of the Hooligan and the Harridan podcast. I am your co-host, Alex-Joudy, and I'm joined by the Hooligan.
He is the hooligan.
I am. So we are talking about
things
today.
that piss you off as an adult that did not piss you off as a child.
Right. I think that'll be fun to get into. Oh, let's talk about our post-Thanksgiving shenanigans.
What shenanigans?
Getting back into
right
the
back to
routine.
work, like
work, school, because everybody knows we homeschool the kids, right?
Yeah.
So, is it me or is like every time, even like the smallest break, the kids are just like, "What's that book? Lord of the Flies."
Not Lord of the Flies. I feel like the break is when they start doing that because they're not in their normal,
right,
like scheduled life, and so they start picking fights with each other and fighting and annoying each other, and they're bored, so they take it out on everybody else around them.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that's every kid. I don't think it's just ours. Like I remember, for me, I loved school, so I was always sad when we had a break.
Right.
But I know lots of people hated school, so they
it's
liked the breaks.
It's interesting with homeschooling how the dynamic works with like the kids. It's like, okay, you're back in school, but they're still home, and then just having to get them in the mindset of you're back into a school routine again.
Yeah.
So it's so that was a little bit chaotic, and then I think I felt like even though we didn't take like a big break last week, even though like SPG was closed for a couple of days, we still went and rolled, for about an hour on Friday.
And we rolled Tuesday and Wednesday.
That's true, yeah. And then
it's been strategy, which means we're fighting the whole class.
That's been pretty fun. Yeah.
Sore making.
Yeah.
Hurts, but it's fun.
It has been. It's been a blast. And this Saturday I went in and I got to roll, spend some time with Denver and do some one-on-ones on just like some of the takedown stuff. And we didn't like go, ham and beat the crap out of each other, but it was more on just getting the repetitions and getting the reps down on the grips in the hand, everything else too, like where everything goes and what. Yeah. So wake up. You can't be yawning here.
Dude, shut up.
All right. So got the kids back in the routine.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll say Wednesday. So I think by Friday we'll have it done.
Yeah. And then we have 3 more weeks of school, and then they're off for 2 more weeks.
That's right.
Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas break and stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to get a tree this weekend, right?
Yeah. That's the plan.
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah. That'd be cool.
In Montana, they don't have tree farms. You just walk into the woods and cut down a tree.
It's called the woods. That's a tree farm.
Literally. You just go, I'm going to go up here and go cut down some trees. A friend of ours cut down 4 trees. They have one for each of their kids' rooms and then their living room.
Robert said, wake up.
I'm so tired. Our 3-year-old is like on a sleep strike.
Phoebe's been a freaking. So remember we joked around last week. Like, Frank will call Phoebe. Oh, she's gonna be a savage. Okay,
yeah.
She's turning into a midnight savage right now and beating the shit out of us in bed.
Sleep.
I wanted to sleep.
And she says she calls it the warm bed.
Yes.
She wants to be in the warm bed. And she's like really sad when we don't let her sleep in our bed. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So she gets very mad. Yeah. Monday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning, 1 a.m. to alarm going off to go run class at 5:30 SPG was not fun.
And then Tuesday morning, your alarm went off early and you didn't have to get up. And that's
that was the freaking what do you call it? When I set the alarm, I didn't realize on the phone, the iPhone, it automatically defaults to every day. Yeah. So
it went off at 4:45 on Tuesday morning and woke her up.
That was good times.
Fail.
So anyway,
you fail.
You fail.
You fail so hard.
But no, I enjoyed the what do you think about the class this week and last week too?
Oh, it's really fun.
Yeah.
I just decided this week that I wasn't going to try to win all the time. And that means I hurt a lot less. And then when it's time to try to win, it's time to try to win. But last week in Whitefish, I was, there was 2 of us ladies and I rolled with some of the smaller guys. And then not because I'm small, but just because I'm a lady. And
so that people know we're up live.
Men are usually stronger just naturally because of testosterone. So and then Wednesday I was the only woman in class. So I rolled with a bunch of really strong guys, held my own. But I hurt so bad the next day. I tried to lift on Friday. I got my deadlifts, but holy crap, they hurt. And I tried to get my overhead press.
Right.
And it like topped out at 105. And I was like, well, that's as far as we're going today.
Well, and just to give reference, 105 is what for you?
Light.
Light.
Yeah.
An overhead press.
Normally, I mean, normally I get 115.
Right.
117 and a half for 4 reps.
Uber light. It's a little bit lighter.
I mean, it's light.
10%,
like that's a big drop for from 1 week to the next.
Fatigue's tired.
That's a big drop.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah, if it was squat, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because
Yeah.
it's a higher number.
Mm-hmm.
But overhead press, since it's a lower number, it's a bigger deal.
Yeah, we had workouts this week, running classes, and then we had a bunch of people start up at the classes over at SBG, which are new people, so that's been cool. It's been fun. It reminds me of back in the day with my studio in California, getting there at 5 a.m. and just like dragging ass, and then like 9 women roll in and for a fitness class with Ken, and they would just wake up the whole street. It was fun, so it was good. It's good energy.
Yeah.
I like getting back in the routine, especially with our schedules, how it is now.
Yeah.
Not like me personally getting my workout out of the way in the morning has been a big.
Just remember to eat breakfast.
Yeah. No,
you fucking idiot.
What happened was
I was stupid and didn't eat, and then I rolled, and then I was like, I don't know, I don't feel so good. You look like you were gonna keel over and smack your face on the floor. You, according to JD, like Count Dracula.
Denver said. He said, "You look Caucasian."
You look Caucasian.
It was Denver or somebody else. I can't remember.
It was Denver. You're looking very Caucasian, is what he said.
Yeah. What happened was I was
so what had happened
about
was
3 days of little to no sleep. 3 days of doing this nativity fast where we're going with no meat, and I didn't adjust. No, I'm not going vegan. Don't fucking look at me like that.
Eggs and egg whites.
Eggs and egg
Y'all
whites. No.
chill the fuck out.
Just a fast for
Advent.
For Advent, yeah.
Before Christmas.
Yeah, so no meat until Christmas, and I didn't adjust my protein intake to make up for the lack of meat. And there's a joke in there somewhere. So and then didn't adjust the protein intake, didn't really pay attention to. I also cut out energy drinks this week, and so little caffeine crash.
He would drink routinely 2 a day, and I'd be like, I thought you weren't drinking these. Like, I'm just having one. I it's just I had it in the car like every day.
Yeah,
Liar.
For sure. So
liar.
I'm not a liar.
I'm never gonna believe you again.
About what?
I just had one of these in the car.
I did. I have them in the car.
I went and bought them.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
And had them in the car.
Well, I know. I didn't say they appeared in the car. Like, of course I bought them.
Liar.
Dork. Robert wants to know, is it a Daniel fast?
Daniel fast?
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's...
like Daniel from the Bible when he fasted with the lions in the den?
Yeah. No,
or
it's
like,
not that. It's more of a... Well, you explain it better.
Well, because Daniel did fast for 40 days.
No, yeah, but that's not what this is, right?
No, I mean, this is a 40-day fast.
Yeah, it's 40 days.
It is. Yeah. It's so it is kind of like that. It is for religious reasons. It's for making yourself purposefully uncomfortable, right, so that you are uncomfortable and think about what you say and what you do, and then you are doing more almsgiving at this time of year. You're saving money on all the steaks you would buy, so you're supposed to give that to people that need it. Yeah. Yeah. So it is a Daniel fast.
And anything where I get to work on applying a little bit more discipline in my life and a little bit more discomfort is good, because anytime I naturally want to go, I don't want to do that. I go,
you probably should.
It might be a good thing to do, just to try, And so
we do it twice a year for Advent, before Christmas, and before Easter for Lent.
And
there are lots more fasts in the year that we could do.
Yeah.
If we were really good Christians. But we're mediocre Orthodox Christians. So
light. We're there every Sunday.
Yes,
running the youth group.
But we only do.
Don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, but we only do these 2 major fasts. There's lots of fasting opportunities in the church in the year.
Robert said he's going to try that one.
It's a good one.
He said he's a 3-day only liquid fast, and it kicks my butt.
Oof. That sounds exhausting. Very sleepy.
You shouldn't be doing that, man. You have no body fat. Like, what are you, 140 pounds soaking wet? He's gonna get so mad at me right now.
You are mean.
It wasn't an insult. I'm saying, like,
it's like calling a woman like 250. Like, don't say unkind things.
What?
Don't say unkind things to people.
Stop sending me soap.
Yeah, you jerk.
I love you, Robert. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't stop sending him soap. The soap smells so good. The coffee soap smells so good. So good.
Actually, we should do is probably talk about our sponsors. Since
We
totally
should.
skipped out on that.
Since we're on live and
Yeah.
Robert's on, he's like, hey,
Yes.
y'all.
So one of our sponsors. Oh, I should have brought your soap, Robert. I'm like a rookie move today.
Dapper Guru.
Yes, Dapper Guru. Let's talk.
What did he say?
He said, "Talk to God, not me." Let's talk about Dapper Guru. DapperGuru.com. Robert Marshall is the owner, and I think like
and the maker.
owner / slave labor to his own business.
Yes.
Posting videos of him making soap and scrubs and beard oils and balms,
body butter.
That's also
liquid soap and body wash coming out, right?
I think so. Robert, is there liquid soap and body wash coming out? I think you remember you talking about that.
I saw liquid soap at one point.
The body butter is like my new favorite thing now.
It smells really good.
It's so good. And it's good for the beard too. Although I know he has a beard balm, but
yeah, which you also use.
I do. I basically just dappered out.
We have 3 kinds of your soap in our shower right now. We have the
coffee one.
The coffee one. We have the bay one.
Right.
And then we have the blood orange. All 3 of those soaps are in our shower at the moment.
Yeah.
And our bathroom smells great.
Delicious.
It smells so good.
So Dapper Guru, veteran-owned company.
Handmade.
Yes, handmade here in the US.
Artisanal soap.
Yeah. It's literally the best stuff.
It is.
Your mom even loves it. She actually made a post recently about it. And
you'll probably get it for Christmas from my mom.
I gotta send her some more. He said it's in the works.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Because it all smells wonderful and it doesn't dry your skin out. Yep. It's amazing.
Yeah. So everything from beard oil, beard balms, like scrubs. He's doing these new like coffee ground scrubs. That was one of my favorite ones. And then I like the how do you say the butter? The beard. It's like
the shea butter.
Shea. Is it shea?
Yeah, SHEA.
There was something else too. It was like cacao.
Oh gosh.
Robert, I'm butchering this, bro. I'm gonna pull up the website.
It's like a mango butter, and there's like a copica butter or something like that in there too.
Is that how you say it? Copica?
I don't know. I'm
at one point I told my brother, I was like, it's like copache or something. He's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, he can't read. It's fine. His brains are in his muscles. It's all right.
What are you talking about? Okay, here we go. So products. I'm on here. There we go. All right. So we got beard balm, the Havana beard butter. That one is one of my favorites.
Yes.
The oils are good. I think I was using them wrong at first until I went and did like a little tutorial I saw. What are you doing?
It fell off again.
I'm breaking shit.
I'm not breaking it. Your shit is crap. It's not like Robert's delicious and wonderful soaps.
Maybe it's time you start pitching it on the podcast material here.
Funny. Can we pan the garage where I own all the equipment?
Not all the equipment.
Yeah.
I got that machine.
99.9% of the equipment I've contributed.
This is a sponsorship for Robert here. Anyway. Beard oil. I like it. And the shave soap is really good too. The Havana beard butter. Where was the one? Here we go. Okay.
The ingredients.
Yeah.
I will say, so he hand makes all of this stuff.
Yep.
He sources the ingredients.
He's already sold out of his sage soap and his oatmeal soap.
They're so good. And they're pretty. The base soap has like 3 color layers in it. It's very not like, it's very masculine. They're handsome soaps. Let me just make that clear.
It's pronounced.
Is he saying it for you right now?
I'm probably still going to screw it up.
What is it?
It's kupuasu. Kupuasu.
Kupuasu. Okay.
Yeah, is that how I say it?
Yeah, CUPU.
COOPOOAHSOO.
But I was but I was thinking of the spelling. It's CUPU. No, 2 O's is ooh, I would say.
Okay.
Cool. Phonetically.
Just butchering it. Anyway, just go, no.
What did he say?
He said no. Robert was so mad at me.
You should let me try to say things because.
He sent a voice message. Hold on, let me listen here. I gotta pull this up.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so boring for anyone listening to this. Are you gonna be able to play it on the microphone?
I don't know. Oh, it's hold on. I gotta turn my Bluetooth off.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Kupuasu.
Kupuasu. That's what I said, man. Kupuasu.
You said so? Sue? Kupuasu.
Anyway.
Okay.
All right. So
that's what's in his beard butter. Isn't there mango seed butter in there too?
I'm going to study more, and then next time I'll come back and
I'm
get
just
it.
saying, look at the ingredients
I
list.
will. I don't know if he has it on the website, but anyway, dapperguru.com. All right, thedapperguru.com. Check it out. It is some of the best stuff I've used as far as.
What's your is it /Cornerstone?
Yeah. Promo code is Cornerstone.
So that gets you what?
15% off.
15% off.
Yep.
So if you want all the delicious smelling things and your partner to think, hey, he smells good and not stinky, then use that code to get 15% off.
All right, I'm going to put my brother on blast here. He's saying producer note number 1, practice your sponsor reads.
Oh,
before
that's
going on there.
Cool.
Well, see, this
Womp
is Pierre, this is the
womp.
fun, practical stuff. There's actually a really nice, well done read that will go on the podcast when this goes.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's pre-read and it's
fun-
pre-recorded.
yeah,
This is just us.
Yeah.
Ooh, who's our other sponsor?
We're gonna hold on. So dapperguru.com. All right.
Okay.
/Cornerstone.
Right. 15% off. Don't be sneaky.
Yep. Next up is Constructive Solutions Enterprises. So they made these badass signs up here that you're looking at here. Cornerstone one, the Hooligan and the Harridan one, and your Aim Strength one.
Mhm.
They've also made, you'll see up on the website, I'll post a link to the site. They make amazing like displays, product displays. Like they use like the CNC machine. They can.
Aren't they making some for Robert?
Yeah, they actually did, and they already shipped it out.
Yeah.
Robert, did you get it yet?
With his awesome, beautiful, like classy logo.
Yep. Yeah. So they are a local company here, family owned, and here in the Flathead Valley. And their website is constructivesolutionsenterprises.myshopify.com. And you can go on there. You can get 10% off or free shipping, depending on anything over $100. And pretty much it's super simple. You can go on the website, you upload your logo, just make sure it's like a higher res, like vector logo, and they will custom make you these metal aluminum signs. They print it on this high resolution printer. They have this industrial printer, laser cut it to the shape that you want, or just make it a circle or a square, and boom, ship it out to you. They put
these really cool mounting backs on them, so you're not like poking a hole in the wall or trying to make them even. They're they're really cool.
Yeah. And what I love about them too is they really pretty much can make just about anything, which is really cool, because they do welding. They've got a CNC machine there. They have a high resolution printer there. Like wood. I mean, you name it. They do like custom fabrication stuff. It's awesome. So if you go to the website and check it out, you can see like all the different metal pictures they do. You can take a picture that you do on your phone, upload it, and have a high res images as well. So constructivesolutionsenterprises.com. So go to the Shopify page. And I think that's it for today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, let's get to and Pierre. Yes, I know I need to be more prepared next time. I'm going to do reads. So let's get to our answers for today. So
I had a lot of answers for this one, and a lot of people that were like, that kind of expressed that they were happy that they didn't need to be in a relationship to answer this question, which all of our questions, you don't need to currently be in a relationship to answer that question. You do have to previously been in a relationship at some point in your life to be able to answer them, but you don't have to be in one to answer them. But we do have questions that aren't just relationship based.
Yeah.
So this is one of them. Things that piss you off as an adult that did not piss you off as a child.
All right. So let's get started with one of my favorites, which was people. Just people in general.
Goes very well with my adults.
Yes. You got adults?
Yeah.
Yeah. What pisses you off as an adult? Adults. Other adults.
Yeah.
We got Pierre and Robert on here. We should ask them. And just throw in
I have a bunch from Pierre.
I bet you do.
I have the longest list is from Pierre.
Of course it is.
All the things that make you angry.
He had some funny ones.
No, he had some good ones.
So the people one, I totally get that, because there's just a general overlaying like subject matter with certain groups of people, and I know this might come off wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. It's just a general group as far as like a certain amount of people of like how they drive, and then how somebody walking across the street, and you just automatically lump them into like that's a moron, right? Roberts and taxes.
Taxes.
That's a good one, too.
Agree.
Agree. Well, you know what? I
Agree.
guess that would, it could piss you off. You know what, Robert? In our, at least in our experience, we've had less issues with the amount of taxes we've paid and more issues with dealing with the IRS on them deciding 4 years later, oh, hey, by the way,
You owe us.
you still owe us for this.
But we don't.
And I'm like, what? No, we don't.
Yeah, we've gotten like tax returns back from them. They're like, oh, the last couple of years, like, oh, by the way, you owe us this much money. We're like, no.
Yeah.
What was really interesting was we were supposed to get a tax return this year, and the exact amount, like we were going to be awarded, was the exact amount that we still technically owed the IRS.
Weird how that worked out.
Exactly to the penny.
So Robert, I'm with
and
you
I
on
was
that.
like, fucking liars. IRS, we need to abolish. Here's the things that piss me off: the IRS, the Department of Education, and the Fed. Abolish all three of them. Get rid of them. Make it stop. End all of them. They are terrorist organizations on our own soil. Fuck them all. There you go.
I think we need a tinfoil hat.
Oh no, tinfoil hat my ass. Have you been paying attention? Let's be realistic. How many? Yeah. Okay. Tinfoil hat. Who's right? Me. That's who's right.
It's what conspiracy theorists say.
And they're right.
I'm kidding.
They've been right.
They are right.
That's much.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is they're right enough to.
It's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy theory if it's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
So adults and people.
Adults and people and taxes in general. I think that's part of being an adult is adulting is taxes.
Well, and it goes along with Pete Troupas. He's a starting strength coach in Miami. Actually, he's opening the gym there. Is Orlando? I think maybe it's Orlando.
Is it Tampa?
Damn it!
Isn't it Tampa?
It's in Florida.
Who has the Tampa gym?
Nobody has a Tampa. Well, they're opening one, so it must be that one.
All right.
But he goes, food not magically appearing in the fridge, having to shop like a goddamn peasant. Because when you grow up, you're like, food is there. It comes to the house. You always have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich option. You always have, an apple option. There's always something to be had there. As an adult, you are the magical food fairy for yourself. And if you don't go to the store, there's no food.
Cher replied, you can't abolish the IRS. How else is the government going to collect revenue for the services it provides?
You can abolish the IRS. You can leave it up to the states. States' rights.
States' rights. There's federal programs too.
Right, but you don't need federal programs. And the government, okay.
So the states can just tithe to the government.
The federal beyond the fact that the government
first of all,
has way too many programs.
I mean, they're just printing their own money anyway. So
that's what I'm saying. The Fed and the IRS, they go hand in hand. They're dirty birds.
Pierre's at home going, this is not how this works. Pierre's an accountant.
Actually,
no, I'm
just because the government takes the money doesn't mean they're owed the money.
Right.
And just because the government takes the money,
with it.
Right?
Yeah.
So yes, abolish the IRS, and you absolutely can abolish the IRS.
He's saying revamp the IRS. I say you just tear the whole thing down and
start over.
Start with something different. Yeah,
it's bullshit.
Yeah,
that's what I say. Taxation without representation. Can't take my money, assholes. You don't work for it.
No, you're right.
My state is the one that takes care of my roads. So
sometimes
and bridges.
Depends on what state you're in.
We're in this one.
This one.
We're in a good one.
Yeah.
California, not so much.
They just have to catch up because so many people moved here.
Yeah.
Not us. We were born and raised here.
We're locals. I promise.
We're local. 100%.
Okay. Moving on.
Is there a town outside Kalispell?
Yeah, there's a bunch of towns.
I'm kidding. Okay, next one. I got people too a lot. And then I feel like this would be perfect. Liberals.
I got that one too. Liberal.
And I got that.
Which
I got that 3 times from all of them from Middle Eastern immigrants.
Nice.
Yeah. And either it was them directly or a family that immigrated here and all, operate their own businesses and all like, shut the hell up. This is like the greatest country in the world. Why do you think we all come here? Doesn't mean you can't improve it. but
Yeah.
but it's not tear it down and start over.
Yeah, no
crap.
thanks. I don't want a communist country or a
Yeah.
socialist one. That doesn't work, and it's not because it hasn't been done right. It's because it doesn't work. Plain and simple. But I would say the opposite of that coin is like people that dogmatically cling to their ideas without being able to have a conversation with somebody else that maybe has an opposing view, or like because they're labeled as something else, they automatically hate them. That does not only apply to people that are liberals. It applies to both sides of the political extremes. Yeah. So let's just make that clear.
Next one, broccoli.
Broccoli.
I feel like it would be something that pisses you off as a kid, not as an adult.
No, because you have.
Is it pissing you off because like you realize it's something good? Wait, I don't. I almost feel like texting her.
Did you ask? Did you clarify?
No, I didn't. These are the ones I pulled up.
You should have clarified.
I know. I felt like Judy last week on.
Yeah, I clarified. I followed with everybody. I have answers for all the questions.
Yeah. I'll give you a hint who it was. It's one of our former jiu-jitsu friends who's now in Texas.
Broccoli.
Yeah, she's like, broccoli. I was like, what?
I mean, you are in Texas. You don't have to eat broccoli. You can eat all the delicious steak and Tex-Mex and barbecue. Steak. Like, you don't have to eat vegetables. I recommend some, but broccoli is not a mandated vegetable. Brussels sprouts, green beans, cauliflower, which is like broccoli's anemic cousin, tastes way better. Turn it into anything.
What else you got?
I've got, let's see, a lack of scheduled nap times, and I'll let you try to figure out who that one's from.
A lack of scheduled nap times. Can we name names right now, or
you can? I mean, these are like This is not like nobody's feelings are gonna get hurt because she said that.
Nicole.
Yep. Boom. First guess. Absolutely.
Your spirit animal.
Which I totally agree. And she is my spirit animal. It's because we're kindred spirits.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yes, Nicole. Which I agree with. When you're a kid.
Fault is that if you don't schedule the nap times?
No, but like when you're a kid.
Wait, did she say time for scheduled nap times?
The lack of scheduled nap times.
Okay, when you schedule more nap times then.
She works just like every other intelligent adult. She actually goes to work. She works as a vet tech in Tacoma. She's the best vet tech, by the way. True. If you have an animal in Tacoma that you need to be taken care of well, she will do her best. And she's at Jones Animal Hospital.
Yeah.
But I agree because I said back to her, I'm like, naps are wasted on the young.
Right.
Like every child fights naps. Like we're trying to murder them and like destroy them and keep them out of all the fun things. And then as an adult, you're like, man, I miss nap time so hard. I'm so tired right now. Why am I so tired? Nap times. I agree.
All right. What do you got next?
Don't you have some?
Oh, yeah. It's my turn.
Yeah.
This one is... Hold on, let me pull it up here. This one's hilarious because of...
Who sent it?
Yeah. And where did it go here? Okay, read one more while I'm looking for this one.
Okay. So this one, there's two. I have two people that responded to this, and they kind of combine Nicole's lack of scheduled nap times. But one is a messy house and missing an opportunity to nap, and the other one is messy bedrooms. And I said, your bedroom or your kids? And she's like, not me. I have a clean bedroom. It's my kids. And she goes, when I was a kid, I was okay with the messy bedroom, but she hates it now. And I totally understand that. Like when my room is cluttered and my bed is not made, I don't like it's like my brain can't quiet. Like having organization around me is a nice way to just like let my to settle.
Right.
And I've always been like that. That's not new. That's not something that it's happened as an adult. Like I shared a room with all my siblings when I was a kid. There's a lot of us in one small space. So the room was almost never clean. And you would go upstairs and you would see like my little futon on the floor, and there'd be like a cleared out rectangle and a path to my bed. Because that's how I liked like my space to be.
You're like my space.
Yeah. I mean, when you share a room with 1 million people, you have to try to create separation somehow.
Okay. I think I have this one here. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
My buddy Dave. As a kid, people offered you food. No one offers me PB&J as an adult anymore, and it's bullshit.
Now, peanut butter and jelly. So let's, I would say jam, not jelly, because jelly is gross. But
right.
That is like one of my most favorite things to eat as an adult. It's like my guilty pleasure because there's very little nutritional value in a peanut butter and jam sandwich.
Yeah.
That's a lot of carbohydrates and a good chunk of fat and very little protein. But it's delicious.
Energy.
And it's nostalgic.
That would have been perfect today.
And it's so, yeah.
Yeah. Just had that before.
And
That
it's
would've
so
been
good.
awesome.
It's salty and sweet, and it's got bread, and it's got fat, and like if you have like a bright fruit, like apricot is my favorite jam. Huckleberry is a close second. Like, so good. It's so comforting.
Robert just said I'm gonna make one.
See, and it like what I used to do when I would do meats was I'd be cutting weight for a meat. I would never cut like a drastic amount. I'd be cutting a couple of pounds, right? But you want to go into your weight class, like the top of your weight class,
right,
and be as strong as possible. So, but like the very, very you have to like the very last ounce you can weigh. So I would make myself peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for my meat, like during my meat.
Nice.
Like 2.
Yeah.
Because then I could cut it into halves and I could eat it. That was a
go-to. I remember like everybody, when I was in high school, was wrestling, before football, track and field, that kind of stuff. Everybody was just PB&J. Super easy, glucose spike, blood sugar, all that stuff, carbs.
I was in Gig Harbor, I had a client who was like 12 when he started with me, almost 13.
Oh, yeah.
And he was really, really underweight. But he was a runner, and he really wanted to put on weight, and he wasn't a fan of meat. Like, it's not something that he really liked. And so I was like, you know what? Eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So by the end of high school, he'd put on like 40 or 50 pounds. He's gotten like 4 or 5 inches taller, of course. And he still was not like a bulky kid, but everyone at school called him the peanut butter and jelly sandwich kid.
Right.
Because he always had 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches throughout his school day. And that was the way that I could get him to eat more calories. Because like he didn't want to drink milk. Because there's that like go mad gallon of milk a day. He didn't want to drink milk. He had like a milk thing. So I was like, peanut butter and jelly, my dude. Do it. Make a sleeve of sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly, and bring it to school. And he did.
So talking about food, right?
Yeah.
One of the ones else I got was, I got this one a couple of times, and I read it somewhere else too. When the grocery store rearranges the food, like
Costco. when Costco changes where things are,
you walk in and go, "Son of a bitch!"
You're like, I don't know where the organic
Why'd you move
rice crackers are now, because you change them, or because it's like some seasonal thing, so they make like a little stack with seasonal stuff, and you're like, I don't know where those are. Where do they go? Yeah, they all high pitched.
I remember. I remember one specific time when in Tacoma, when Costco, they had their snacks, but like their jerky, the bars, and everything else too. They had it all up near the
front.
Right?
They had jerky and protein bars by their M&Ms and like their Jelly Bellies and Skittles.
Just sound like such a fat little kid right now.
You gotta go grocery shopping now.
But then,
because we're adults, remember?
Came in, had my route that I normally run through Costco with you.
The outer edge.
Yeah. And then you
stay out of the middle
for some stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Costco, their middle was like their goods, like clothes and like wraps
but like
and that kind of stuff.
Treats.
Furniture. Yeah.
So and things that you can't afford, but you're like, oh, I could totally use this, smoker. I could totally use a new couch.
Well, so, but that was the thing.
I definitely need a new office chair.
So all the snacks and stuff disappeared.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? And they were like in the middle of the clothes, between the clothes and the toys. It was like the most random place. It was like this 4-shelf.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this doing
Can you
here?
imagine being the forklift person at Costco that has to play Tetris with all that stuff? It's literally, whatever you move, you're moving pallets of it. It's like all done after they close. But to me, I'd be like, this is too overwhelming. It'd freak me out. It's such a big space.
Should we Google like YouTube Costco fails?
No Costco fails.
Robert said he's going to try to bulk up.
Peanut butter and jelly.
PB&J.
Peanut butter and jelly. Do it. Really good bread, really good peanut butter, really good jam. And it's like, ooh. Okay, Robert, I'm going to blow your mind right now.
Okay. She's getting excited.
So a friend of mine here, I'd never heard of this. Grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
What? I told you that.
No, you didn't.
We used to do it at my house all the time.
No, we didn't.
No, at my house.
Okay, fat kid. Yeah. You did not tell me about it.
Fat kid. I was small. I didn't get fat till after football.
During football, you got
after.
Fat.
No, during football I was good. After football, when I kept eating like a football player. Stop.
What?
I feel like this should be called like the Robert Show.
What did he say?
Because I just fainted.
Like, it's so good. You put butter on the bread on the side that you don't like. You make your sandwich, you put butter on it, and then you like crisp it up. I made it for my kids. It's legit delicious.
Yeah.
Like, I can't eat it. I'm like, I don't need those calories in my day, but it's so good. And Robert, you need some calories, so eat up. Super good.
Funny. Yeah.
So good.
All right. What do you got next?
Prices of things.
Okay.
Well, because when you're a kid, think about it. When you're a kid,
especially now,
inflation is insane.
Right.
You don't really know how much things cost when you're a kid, and you're like, in your mind, like $50 is a lot of money because you have $5 and you think you're rich, right? When you're an adult, $50 is child's play. It's not even a full tank of gas.
Yeah.
Like right now, thank you.
Thanks, bud.
Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. So, it's nothing in comparison, but when you're a kid, like a quarter, it's a silver big coin. It seems like a lot of money. Like $1, you're like, what? I have a whole dollar. And when you become an adult, you're like, how many of those dollars do I need to buy a house?
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands?
You know what? I think
what?
I think some people if they're stuck still, unless it's good, but if they're still in a position where they're making an hourly wage, and I'm not saying hourly wage is bad because there's contract work that I do that I get paid by the hour. And
this person's a skilled worker,
right? No. What I'm saying is when you have something where you can actually look at how much time you spend to do something,
what your dollar is worth.
Return, so for you actually have a value of like your time because like you paid by the hour, right? So when you look at that, I think a lot of times people that have those kinds of careers and jobs will really, or spend a lot of time working those jobs, growing up, they're more apt to really look at things and the cost of goods, the amount of time. It's like you go spend. Like the other day, went into the store, just grab a couple things, and then
$100 later.
It was like $70, but still, I was like $70. Like, what did I buy? And it was like a hand cart. That was it.
Yeah,
but
and it wasn't Whole Foods.
No. It was Superfoods.
Full paycheck.
Yeah. So it adds up for sure.
Yeah.
You definitely look at that.
That goes along with the food magically appearing, like the food fairy, the bills fairy, the money fairy, like prices of things. It's jarring if your parents it's jarring if you don't think about it until all of a sudden you have to.
Yeah, and then you have to figure out like what you're doing. So okay.
What's your next one?
Let me look here. I had a couple that were hilarious. So, of course, this is coming from mine, right? The lack. I feel like this has less to do with you being an adult and more with you as an individual. And I don't know if you're going to listen to this or not. The lack of sex I'm getting. Now, here's the problem I have with this.
Okay.
Did it not piss you? Like, no, you know what? I'm not even going to go there because I just feel like that's wrong. So, no, I'm not. I'm not making that joke. Mark it down. This is December 1st. I decided not to make the joke.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I feel like this one would have been crossing the line.
It definitely would have.
I'm just so I don't even know where to. I don't know where to get. I feel like that's a you problem and an adult problem.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment.
Well, they're married, so that's a
conversation and a communication you need to have with your person.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're venting about it online a lot, then I mean, who knows? Maybe you're not doing it online a lot, but if you're bringing it up, that means you're not bringing it up and addressing it with your person. Can
I just take this moment to step aside from the topic? Because I just got this ping on my phone from one of my coworkers in one of the companies that I contract with.
Yeah,
and this is probably why adulting is hard for this person.
Okay.
Man injected his own semen into his arm for 18 months to treat back pain. It's real. I just read it. It's in Ireland, and it's not The Onion, and it's not Babylon Bee. It's real.
I don't know where to go with this. Wait, Did she send you this because it pisses her off as an adult? Or
No,
was it
this is just something
a
that
random
popped up.
picture she
Just popped
sent
up
you?
just now, and I was like, oh, because there's an eggplant emoji in it.
One
I
of
was
those
like,
reels.
what is this?
Of course, click on the eggplant emoji.
Well, because it says this one. This is one for the ages eggplant
Right.
emoji, and then it has like the hyperlink, and I had to read "man injected," and that's all I saw, and I was like,
funny.
okay, so I opened it up. For 18 months to treat back pain. Why? First of all, why would you put it in your arm to make your back feel better? And that's gross, dude. He had to go to the hospital because he was trying to treat his low back pain with dick juice.
You said dick juice.
Gross. That's something that's really annoying. Low back pain. Here's how he treated it. Oh my god. It's real.
There's like I'm having like brain overload. There's so many jokes right now.
It went right along with the complaining about no sex. That's one way to fix the problem. Did you think as an adult that you're going to be having all the sex? Is that what you thought was going to happen? This guy?
Apparently.
Well,
I mean, that's what marriage is, right?
Really?
Yeah, that's what he
probably
thinks.
Talk to your person about that.
That's what I'm saying.
I suggest that you buy some of Robert's products, make you smell better. Maybe she'll want to have sex with you more often.
That's a good idea. Robert, there's a
send him a care package.
Oh, that should be a new promo code.
My wife won't have sex with me.
No, no. That won't get any more buys. thedapperguru.com/have more sex.
/ end the drought.
End the drought. Fix low back pain. There's a soap for that.
There's a soap.
There's a butter for
There's
that.
a butter for that. There's a scrub for that.
Robert, I found a new market for you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Can we go back to this now, though? Not the, like, can go back to the things that I know people. So I have this person, messy room, house, car. And then I asked him to, I was like, is this your room? Or is this like, he's like, his kids have grown up and moved out.
Robert's all in on the marketing campaign.
What did he, what?
I said Robert's all in on this new marketing campaign.
There we go. See, I knew he would. But he says that he doesn't have 75 pairs of girls' shoes on his floor anymore because his kids are all grown and gone, but he still has an eyeliner stain on his floor that he can't get out. I was like, that sucks.
I feel like if that's the thing that pisses you off as an adult, that's not too bad. Your life's pretty good.
Yeah. He's not actually angry, but I just think that was like, yeah. So he says, there aren't 27 pairs of women's shoes strewn all over the mudroom.
Yes.
I'll never get that black eyeliner out of the carpet, though. Teenagers, less.
Yeah, the shoe thing is real when you have kids.
Yeah, there's so many shoes.
You have to think about, like, for every kid,
there's at least one pair.
Yeah, three. But three. You think like, so pair of flip flops, pair of sneakers, and generally a pair of boots, depending on where you live. Like for us here in Montana, like 100% boots.
Yeah, you need like waterproof boots.
Right. So, yeah, and then with the 5 kids for us, that's like what, 37 boots, shoes,
pairs of shoes.
It's a lot when they don't put them in their boxes.
It's at least 20 pairs of shoes.
Well, we had to get together on Saturday, and we had 10 adults, and then another 10 kids or something like that.
We had 10 adults, and then we had an additional
1, 2, 3,
5, 6
4
kids. We had an additional 6 kids.
Okay, we had an additional 6 kids plus our
5. So there's 11 kids.
Right. And our entryway was covered in shoes.
Just shoes.
Yeah. And there are days when there's nobody here, but
it's just shoes.
And it's the same amount of shoes.
Alex is like, put your shoes away.
Son of a bitch.
I did. No, you didn't.
They come running fast. I'm like, okay, they're going out the door. No, Dad.
Yes. Do you have another one?
I don't.
Okay. So I'm going to do these 2 faster ones, and then I'm going to go to Pierre's because Pierre's is a long list.
Pierre's got a long list. Pierre, you still watching? I don't think he is. I think he went to sleep.
Hopefully. All at 8 o'clock.
Oh, it's only 8 there. No, he's up. He's about to go
So
out.
this one is drivers that use the shoulder as an extra lane in red cars always.
Drivers that use the shoulder as an extra lane.
Yeah, but it's always red cars by this person's estimation.
Is he mad at like the fire department? Is that what he's saying?
I think they're mad about where they live.
Yeah.
First of all, because if there's enough traffic that somebody's using the shoulder,
Yeah,
it means you live in a place with a lot of people.
that's 100%. The 5 in Washington.
Yeah.
Everybody always like. There's these spots where like all of a sudden the carpool lane disappears for like 3 miles and everything backs up. The people that were in the carpool lane said, "Fuck you, I'll make my own lane."
Yeah.
They just go.
It's a terrible idea. There's lots of accidents.
Tons. You remember I drove that every day.
Yeah,
for
it was awful.
3 years, 2
Yeah.
years, whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, I've got one. Merging, or the lack of understanding of merging on a
It's
freeway.
a zipper, people.
Yes,
it's a zipper.
So in Washington, yes, I'm
you
gonna
go, I go.
smash
You
on
go, I go.
Washington right now.
Yeah,
okay?
Washington
In
has terrible drivers.
They don't merge. What they teach their drivers when they get their license
Slow
is to
way
pace
down.
pace the driver that's on the freeway, and then when you get on the freeway, you make sure you're going the same speed as a person in the lane that's about to merge with yours. That way, you can run headfirst and just make your car and their car one. And that is how Washington does it.
Yeah.
California, they're just madmen and women.
There's too many people.
And there's too many people. And
there's literally millions of people too many buzzing, in the state.
You know, like hornet's nest, right? It's just that, like, you just hear just the energy. It's crazy, right?
And it's not very happy energy.
No, but at least they know how to like get in and out of lanes and move, right?
Yeah.
They're on your ass, but they're moving. Yeah. Washington's like you're going 60, I'll go 60, and we'll go into the same lane and see what happens.
Yeah. Playing chicken. That's not a good idea.
Oh.
Okay, and then the next one is people that spend their money as soon as they get it. So people that don't save or plan for the future.
Is this person talking about their kids?
No, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know why that would piss you off with other adults.
Maybe it's their boyfriend or their partner, and the person just doesn't know how to save any money.
It's this person.
Just says people that spend their money as soon as they get them. I don't know this person personally, so I don't know their marital situation or their relationship status, but yeah.
People that don't. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, the only way that would really, quote unquote, piss me off is if it was, obviously, number one, a partner, right? Somebody you're involved with.
Yeah, like you're having to share responsibilities.
Or two, if it's a close friend or family member who then proceeds to start harassing you for money. Yeah. Then I could see that definitely pissing you off.
Yep.
Yeah, like get your shit together.
Yep.
So, yeah. All right. You got one more?
I do, and it's Pierre's.
Okay.
So I'm going to read the list that Pierre sent
You told me a couple. I'm like, why is that even bothering you?
Sent me a list, and then I have clarifications for some of them.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to make guesses.
I already told you two of them, so you can't make those guesses.
I don't remember. Is there one about Marvel or movies?
No.
No. What?
Mm-mm.
I'm shocked. Sports?
Yes.
Sportsing. Yes.
Pro sports records.
Pro sports.
More annoyed than pissed, he says.
Yeah. That used to annoy me when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The record stuff. Yeah. So what?
So I'll do the clarifications. Okay. So his list is in order of the list: cereal, politics, news, people who bite their nails.
I feel like you
pro
just
sports
listed,
records.
Well, I feel like you just
and dating
listed,
advice.
Like a round on Jeopardy, like the subjects.
Cereal, politics, news, people who bite their nails, pro sports records, and dating advice. What category do you choose?
Right.
For how much money, Alex? Yeah. So cereal, politics, news, people who bite their nails, pro sports records, and dating advice.
Yeah.
And so I got clarification on two because I can understand why the other ones bother him. First of all, cereal. But I actually really understand this because, so he says, as a child, and I have his permission to use his name.
Sure.
As a child, it was a tasty way to start the day and have breakfast. As an adult, it's still tasty, but with the knowledge that it is basically like the equivalent of having cake for breakfast. I know that eating it is unhealthy. And if I do, it's like eating junk food or fast food. Immediate gratification with long-term negative impact. Why does tasty food have to suck? And I agree. And that's the thing is...
Well, wouldn't it depend on what kind of cereal you're getting? Also,
I mean, he's definitely not eating like grape nuts.
No, grapes are not good for you. They're so full of sugar.
Grape nuts have no sugar in them at all.
What?
Grape nuts are those super hard little...
Oh, okay. Well, those are like rocks. Never mind.
Yeah, or you thinking probably maybe All Brand, like the little O's that are super sugary.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Or All Brand is those little twiggy things. Okay, so all of the cereals that we liked as kids, maybe like Frosted Flakes or Kix or Pops or I mean, I liked Life cereal.
Right.
But things like that, or like Lucky Charms. It's just sugar. It's just a sugar vessel.
Yeah.
And if you like milk that has any flavor to it, then you're having fat and sugar. which is not bad
Mhm.
if you factor it into your overall macronutrient count or like spread for the day.
Right.
Because food doesn't actually have like a moral value to it. Though we like to call foods good or bad, like
Mhm.
donuts are bad, broccoli is good. But there's no moral value for an inanimate object. Like it doesn't have any, right? So, but cereal, as a kid, you don't understand those things when you're little. And then you learn those things, or if
Mhm.
you're our kids, we teach them pretty early on.
Right.
But I agree. Like
Yeah.
it's frustrating because when you're like, when I'm a grown up, I'm gonna eat as much cereal as I want to. And then you're like, why do I feel like this all the time? Because Frosted Mini Wheats are my favorite cereal on the planet. Too bad I'm allergic to gluten and a dairy, so can't have those.
And the dairy. I think, you know what? I think with cereal, I think it's like as an adult is figuring out how to have good cereal. There's actually some good options. Andy has one as a sponsor. I forget what the name of it. It's like a high protein
Oh, it's
cereal.
Magic Spoon.
Magic Spoon, yeah.
But it's
They're
whey
not a sponsor.
protein.
I'm
I
just
think it's
saying.
whey
Yeah,
protein.
it's whey. Well, I mean, some people have whey.
And it's like $15 a box or something. Like
Is it?
it's so expensive. I've looked into it because I was like, oh, protein cereal.
Use the Cleared Hot
Let's
promo
check
code.
these out. And I was like, what the heck? This is way too expensive. It's like, or like $10 a box. I was
Artisan
like,
cereal.
no thanks. But I do like RX's cereal.
Yeah. So RX is a cereal. RX, the protein bar company, they do egg whites and dates, and then like flavors, which is really good. They make a cereal. It's really good.
But again, you can't you have to go by the serving suggestion. You can't just be like salad bowl, cereal, milk, like ladle. You can't like do that.
You can also like I think also too like look, we've done it. Where we get certain cereals for the kids is like you can actually kind of do like a mix and match and make like a healthier, cleaner cereal that has like less. Yeah, you can.
I mean, but that like those words, healthier and cleaner. It's all just straight up carbohydrates.
It is. Oh yeah, I'm not saying
all
it's like a
just
high protein
cereal.
meal.
So
no.
like what his like you can't.
I hear it.
It's not a breakfast. It's not a start to your day. It's not a meal. But we're sold that on the television as like.
That's a good point.
But except that they always say like when you watch it on TV. Yeah. They almost always have a glass of orange juice, a thing of toast, a couple of eggs, and the bowl of cereal, which I'm like, do you need the orange juice and the toast if you're going to eat a bowl of cereal? But
it just looks good.
But it's like, it's part of your balanced breakfast. But it became the balanced breakfast.
Yeah.
Like that became, cereal is a breakfast option.
No. See, what we do is on like once a week when we give the kids cereal, we also, it's cereal and
eggs.
Protein, so it's usually like a good amount of eggs. Yeah.
But it's not something we don't do it very often because it's just carbohydrates.
There's and like then the one we do is like
we do what?
I said the one we do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, friends, son of a bitch! I wouldn't have even caught that.
Chenandler-bung.
Nice little Friends inside joke there.
We are rewatching the series right now.
By the way, I feel like that could be a whole episode.
Friends?
Talking
about how terrible they are.
Go back and watch. First of all, they're horrible friends.
They're really bad people.
Shitty friends.
They're shitty people.
Go back and watch that series.
Just because they're cute, they're super shitty. Like they're bad.
And they were batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Like some of the episodes.
Yeah, we're like, we'll be watching it. We'll be like, wow.
I told you we were divorced, but we're not. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, like I'm like, what?
You,
that's grounds for like arrest. No, it's not. But still,
we call that a stalker.
So that's why cereal. Like I needed elaboration on cereal and then pro sports records. I understand why the news is frustrating and politics are frustrating because they're extremely polarizing. Or
Chris Cuomo got suspended from CNN. About time.
Oh, you mean the family of sexual offenders?
What?
The ones that grope the staff,
Frodo
show off their Frodo.
Or what do they call him? Fredo?
What? Frodo's from Lord of the Rings, and he's a pleasant little individual. No. What are you talking about?
Somebody called him Fredo, right? Because it's like an Italian slang.
Oh,
remember? Like Chris Cuomo.
I did not know.
He got all pissy and tried to say it was racist.
I mean, I wouldn't like. I don't think any. Like, look,
it's just funny.
Look,
I
think it's a low. I think it's just it's scraping the bottom of the barrel, low blow, like low intelligence to call people like any kind of ethnic or racial slur. That's my personal opinion. So you can call Chris Cuomo a groping like woman toucher, but
is he? I thought that was his brother.
In him. Yeah.
Do we have proof?
I don't know.
We gotta be careful. It's called slander.
We do. I mean, you're right. We do.
He's an asshole. Like, we know that.
And he's extremely political, and he tells lies on mainstream media. So that's why I understand politics and news they're extremely polarizing. Yeah. You don't ever know if you actually know that what you're being told is a lie 99% of the time if you're getting your news from a specific source. And And it can make for some touchy conversations and like if your friends can't handle having a disagreement with somebody, you can lose friends. So I get that. And then people biting their nails. So,
People biting their nails. That was one of his too.
Who bite their nails?
Yeah.
Which I bit my nails as a kid. I don't anymore. It's been a long time. But I know that it's a weird sound. It's like it's just a sound that it can get on your nerves. Kind of like when people chew with their mouth open in your ear and you want to punch them in the throat. I totally get that.
I feel like with some of these, I want to go back and tell people like, now remember the question is things that piss you off as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
If these are pissing you off, then there's some deeper issues.
I mean, it's annoying
for some of them. That, well, like I said, this isn't about annoyance. It's about pisses you off.
Yeah, he did say pro sports records is more of an annoyance, but I have his answer here, and it's the longer one. So,
go ahead.
Pro sports records. As a child, these were cool tidbits of knowledge and trivia to know and track while watching pro sports. As an adult, the knowledge that everyone cheats or does gamesmanship in one form or another makes them meaningless. For example, in baseball, the home run record was sacred, but was broken by Barry Bonds, who shares my birthday, by the way.
Winner.
And I think he's an ass. Who, while not proven, it is widely thought of and accepted that he took steroids or other performance-enhancing drugs, which he did. He just said that he didn't know because his trainer did it. Whatever.
Well, no, here's the important part with Bonds. And this is something I've always said.
Yes.
Okay. Bonds and everybody else in that era, number one, were taking things.
That's the
guys
rest.
are still taking things.
That's the rest of it.
Okay, but number two, this is absolutely the most important part of this.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because it was not illegal or against the rules
at the time.
So,
it was just an unspoken rule. It was an unspoken rule.
No, it wasn't even an unspoken rule because it was well known. Even
by society's standards, it was cheating.
Retarded because
not fucking retarded. Just they like the idea.
Hey, you put on 70 pounds of muscle over the summer. You must work out a lot.
Okay, cool. So when you're 12, you understand that? No,
I'm not saying when you're 12.
So just stop being a judgmental.
I'm not being judgmental. But what I'm
total
saying is,
morons think that their heroes are actually heroes. Well,
they shouldn't be heroes.
That's what happens. Yes, I agree. Yeah. Sports figures and news commentators and actors, they're not heroes. They play them on TV, sort of, maybe sometimes.
Podcast hosts.
They're just
the brave ones.
Somebody's been drinking his own Kool-Aid.
I am not. Oh, that's something I cut out. Cut out alcohol.
Yay! Finally.
What do you finally? This freaking sloshing alcoholic. I am not.
Just because you don't get to the point of being drunk doesn't mean you're not overindulging.
You can overindulge.
That is a fallacy.
That is a fallacy.
That you have to get drunk to be considered somebody who overindulges.
I know that.
Because first of all, it takes vats of alcohol to get you drunk.
What are you trying to say?
That you're big boned. You're husky. I don't know.
Is he husky? Robert, share my feelings.
It's a 5. It's okay. I'm curvy. It's fine. It's fine.
You are not curvy.
Yeah, I am.
You are bodacious.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Okay, and then he goes on to say, PEDs or performance-enhancing drugs, which I know what PEDs are,
right.
To break the record. He is lambasted for tainting the record books and will be kept out of the Hall of Fame for this. However, in that era, many, if not most, players took PEDs, so it's kind of a level playing field.
Yeah.
Which it is. Also, no one craps on the players who took amphetamines known as greenies, which were also PEDs, as they were in the baseball clubhouses and taken routinely. People pick and choose which infractions matter and which don't. And I agree with that. It's like...
But we do that in society, too.
Yeah, we do.
We decide what's... what we want to be offended by or what we don't, depending on the team that we're on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. There was a good point made on Kyle Rittenhouse trial. And the people that are on the crazy side and not actually looking at the facts, the ones that were screaming like, "Oh, he shot black people and this and that."
He's a racist.
Yeah, exactly.
They're calling him white supremacist.
No, but the thing is the system is broken. You need to abolish it. And then Andy actually made a good point in his podcast, and he said, with these same people, if he was found guilty, be like, yes, justice worked, the system works, et cetera, et cetera. So
no, because
you have a problem
because
with what I'm saying is he's saying if you don't have a problem with the system, you just have a problem that didn't work for you.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would say too that if he was found guilty, they would be like, now you need to burn him at the stake.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be like with Derek Chauvin. They weren't happy. People weren't happy enough. I say they, but people weren't happy enough that he was found guilty. They wanted him to basically like castrated in public because of what he did.
Right.
And that's because they're like very emotional about the topic, which I understand.
Yeah,
there's
100%.
I do not that do not misunderstand me. I get why people were upset and are upset still. I understand. But it's not the verdict. It's just that it wasn't what they wanted.
And it was so, just portrayed as backwards and flat out lied.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was.
Like literally lied. Like a lot of the mainstream media lied about the facts. And the great thing about that trial being public is that all the facts came out, and there were a lot of people. There was, I have to give credit. I'll have to pull this up and I'll post it. And there were some fairly left kind of ideological media members and what's what they call them? Those independent ones, twatters, tweeters, whatever.
Twitter followers?
No,
Twitter journalists?
People that have a high social media following.
Oh, like blue check people.
Yeah. So there was a fair amount of people that throughout the trial, like as the trial got going, and then towards the end, they were like, "I did not know all this stuff. I was wrong,"
which is good.
So I give them credit.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I want to go back to what Pierre was saying.
Yeah.
All the time I spent as a child looking up to these people feels like a sham and a waste. And my comment to that is that which is going to hurt his feelings as a parenting fail. If you are spending your childhood idolizing sports figures or actors, then you don't have real people to look up to, and your parents should tell you that those aren't real people. Those are they're just like everybody else. They're not.
Yeah, they're flawed.
They're flawed. Like you can't, like we tell our kids that all the time because they're like, they'll say, oh, this or that, or they'll like get real like snippy about something. And I'll be like, just because this person has this letter or that letter by their name does not mean that they're right or wrong or better than somebody else.
100%.
Like you cannot go off of, you have to know these people, and you can't assume. And that it does feel like a waste because it is. Sure. It is a waste of time, and that's a bummer.
If you do nothing with it, as far as like if it's not if it's not something that is given like joy and entertainment and balance with what you're doing with the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. I feel like if that's like something that you really looked up to this person, which I understand because there were sports people that I thought, like, I really liked Joe Montana, so I was a 49ers fan when he was the quarterback, and then I became a Packers fan because my best friend's dad was from that area, and that's right, and that's who I watched football with, was her and her dad. But I never, because I wasn't raised in a super sportsy house, I didn't look up to these people as like angels and halos and lights shining on them. I just looked at them as somebody who was really good at playing a sport. Right. And I've always maintained, as long as I've been alive, that they're way overpaid to play a game. And that'll make people mad, whatever. I get that they're best in their game, but it's like, it doesn't mean that it's like a house that's worth $500,000 selling for $1.2 million or $1.7 million or $2 million. It's not actually worth that. Right. Just because you get it doesn't mean it's worth it. So.
Well, it's what I say to that is, they're getting paid because we believe in the free market, right? They're getting paid what the market dictates, right? Like, they're not twisting anybody's arm. There's a
we've talked about this a million times.
I'm just
saying.
It
doesn't mean I agree. I think I still think it's just overpaid.
Okay, well then the argument is like, what do you think they should be paid? Like, how would you cap it?
I wouldn't pay them to play the game.
Huh?
I wouldn't pay them to play the game.
It's not even them. It's a multi-billion-dollar business.
What I'm saying is, as a society, we uphold people that play sports like they're warriors. We hold them up
from like sports evolved from like the Olympics.
Sports evolved from the Olympics, which is a way for people who were actual warriors to play games with each other.
But it was also meant
people who were actual warriors that actually fought and for their country and like for their freedoms. These are not people that were like, I'm a professional wrestler.
I said that's what it evolved from.
Olympians and
Robert made a good point.
What did he say?
He said it's an interesting point actually. He said the leagues are kind of monopoly, so there isn't a market. I hear what no, hold on. There's only one NFL, NBA, MLB, right? So Robert, you're right there. What I'm talking about is
it's not free market.
No, what I mean is
government subsidization.
What's that?
The government's in on it too, like in it.
Well, yeah, but also because they bring a lot of money to the communities.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, and jobs. No, what I mean is, don't get me wrong, I'm not defending pro sports and everything they do, like this woke culture crap they do. I mean, you and I both know, like, we actually cut out watching a lot of pro sports, and even to the tune of the other day, the team I grew up watching and went to and supported, like the 49ers. Elias wanted to buy a shirt, and I said, and we both said no. They go, why? I said, look, if we don't agree with something like a league is doing or a business is doing, we talk about supporting it or not supporting it.
We vote with our
vote
dollars.
with our dollars, right?
Yeah.
So we said we're not going to buy that. I would rather, like, shameless plug, I would rather support a company like SBG, like a local company
that we know,
buy their shirts,
too.
buy the hats,
right?
Support the gear, know the owners, know the mission behind kind of what they're doing. I'm not saying every single person that works for the NFL is this like evil bastard. What I'm saying is, if we don't agree with where they're going with their platform, right,
mm-hmm.
which is the platform of sports,
mm-hmm.
and then they use it for other stuff, which is just kind of ridiculous sometimes,
mm-hmm.
then we don't have to support him. Does that mean we'll never watch another football game again or anything? No, it's just where it is right now, right? That's kind of what we're doing. And but getting back to what he said, the leagues are kind of monopolies.
It's true.
Pro sports is interesting because you have what tends to be a majority of owners that usually are center right, politically, and they buy into a system where they agree to be socialist light. And what I mean by that is, there's a league. I mean, we
live in a society that's socialist light.
Right, but I mean, there's a prestige aspect of it, of like being a pro sports owner. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's number one too, right? It's just like a checklist as you once you become a billionaire, it's like, I want to own a team.
Right.
Yeah, doesn't matter what sport, you should own a team.
Right.
Okay. 2, there's the fact that when you do that, the league itself, right, has a vested interest in all the teams doing somewhat well. So they have a clause. There's in every league, there's some revenue sharing,
which is why the Cleveland Browns still have a team.
Well, no, okay, you're outdated. They've won the World Series in the last couple of years.
The World Series,
yeah,
the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. Oh, Cleveland Browns. They say Indians.
No, I said the Browns.
Browns.
I know the Cleveland Indians.
The Browns have diehard fans, and they make a lot of money.
I was making a joke, but I just like that you're like the world. I'm like, football doesn't have a World Series. Sportsy sports instead over there.
Sportsing.
They're sportsing.
No, I heard Indians for some reason.
They're the winner of sportsing.
Yeah.
They're the sportsing winners. Yay, you're good at
sportsing.
They sport so hard. Which is, I'm actually not stupid. I do enjoy watching games and all that stuff, but I just don't have the bandwidth to waste my energy on it. It's stupid.
Robert made a good point too. I think need to realize greed and fraud isn't capitalism. It's just the human trait of greed and fraud, and we agree because that's why when we talk about like crony capitalism, like this idea of something being disguised as capitalism, and it's not. And I know this podcast is getting a little bit like more serious.
Political,
well, it's a little more serious, but that's kind of what I enjoy. Number one, it's our podcast. We can talk about whatever we want.
It's true.
Number 2, I have to stop saying podcast.
Or
my speech impediment.
Or guru. Dapper guru. I've got
a personal
GURU.
Guru. You totally threw me off.
I know.
Son of a bitch.
Because I have one more.
Wait, hold on. What were we talking about just now?
Sporting
and pro sports.
Crony capitalism.
Crony capitalism. There's something. Damn it! I was going to
Socialism light.
Socialism light. There's something else I was going to say. Talking
about, like, there's a clause in the contract that supports crappy teams with all the good teams.
Well, there's an agreed upon. They do revenue sharing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the team's way. It's interesting. So it's almost like the league is the government and the teams are the citizens, and then the team does well and they make more money. But the more money they make and the less money the crappier teams make, that are in the smaller markets, then the more money they share to those crappy teams to help keep them supported. Because it's a shared thing, because it's not a free market, because they don't want to see the teams fail because they're making money off of it, right? So, and they need it for competitiveness.
And you just described what happens when you bail out companies that should fail.
Well, yeah, but this is
because then they live forever.
Yeah, but this is different,
and they suck.
This is almost
so
like
hard.
It's a unique because you have a league, the
literal worst,
and you have owners that own the team, but they don't have total control because there's a
the government doesn't have total control either. But
I know that. I'm just saying. No, I'm saying leagues are interesting. It's an interesting dynamic the way the leagues work in sports leagues.
It just pisses me off.
You own a business, but then you have to follow. Oh, I remember.
So I would agree with Pierre. Pro sports pisses me off.
I'll go hard right here. I'm going to make that. I just remember what I was going to say, which is Capital One is the first major bank to announce that they're eliminating all fees to late and overdraft.
Good for them.
Yeah, so it's like they're eliminating like $200 million in revenue a year. They're making
sweet because they're fucking shysters.
That's that's the opposite of like crony capitalism, right?
It is.
Yeah. They decided that like, all right, we're done with this.
Yeah. Because it's so stupid. You're like, oh, I'm $1 overdrawn.
Here's $34.
Here's a $34 charge, which then overdraws you even more, so you get another charge on top of that. And then every day that you don't pay that, it's $5. That basically like punishes somebody, kicks them while they're down.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're overdrawn $1. Give me the $1. Like, oh, I owe you $1. Here's your $1. Like, that's how it is. But the bank's like, no, you owe me $50 because you were overdrawn 7
And
cents.
that's what pisses me off as an adult. Overdraft fees.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
See, and I brought that all back.
All back to
right here.
what pisses me off as an adult. Crony capitalism,
And
banks, socialism light, pro sports. So I have one more.
okay. I was going to wrap it up.
Okay, so this is the very last one I forgot because this one was sent to me not in the question box. It was the first one I got.
Gotcha.
So the question was, what pisses you off as an adult that didn't as a child? And they said, myself a lot of the time. Negative self-criticism seems to be a conditioned trait of adults, common amongst older millennials and those that grew up through the digital era, so our generation. Thanks to age-related milestones that have been enmeshed into our psyche as the norm, strongly exacerbated by social media.
Right.
And I said, I wonder if our parents struggle with accomplishments the way that we do. And he said, I don't think this is unique to our generation, but we've certainly perfected it. Our parents' generation was taught to embrace complacency and get a good job, and then you can build it into a permanent career, and then at some point you'll retire and your milestones are built in. You're going to have a wife and a family and a job, or a husband and children, and that's what you're going to do. And his solution...
What is the solution?
Well... I was talking about how I agree. I think we need to normalize trade and other ways of deciding what we want to be without having to like pick at 18 what we want to be when we grow up. Because
I mean, we talk to our kids about that.
Like you don't know, like not many people really know what they want to be when they're 18 years old because they haven't experienced enough of the world or hardship to recognize what maybe they're good at, or maybe there is a market for, or any of those things. And he said, we still push that mentality of kids going to college without any real insight into what they want to do.
Yeah, like it's college is magic thing.
And then they're free adults, quote unquote adults, and they're incurring mountains of debt to get this degree that is part of my other thing that pisses me off, the pyramid scheme that is the university system. Yeah. You need to get a liberal arts degree. To make your liberal arts degree make you money, you need to get a master's degree. To make your master's degree make you money, you need to get a PhD. So you can teach other people how to be a liberal arts major.
Because only real jobs in some of those fields
is
are
in academia.
Jobs.
So therefore, it is the world's largest pyramid scheme, and people
there's a couple
gladly
really good
buy
books.
into it every single year for their kids.
There's a couple really good books on that.
And then the education isn't even worth. Again, it's that. I'm sorry that it's at Harvard, but your liberal arts degree from Harvard is not worth $300,000. Yeah. Just because your teachers get paid doesn't mean they're good.
Right.
And that's, again, it's not a free market.
No.
You get tenure, you can't get them fired.
No.
So that's something that pisses me off. But then there's the idea, and his idea was, we introduce a 2-year-long compulsory service of military, foreign aid work, or domestic infrastructure work, like building highways, forestry service, homeless aid. Yeah. This person's a social worker.
Yeah. No,
and he served in the military.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Before allowing college, trade school, or immediate entry into the marketplace for labor work, then make college and trade schools free. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I agree with the idea that you can pick one of those venues, one of those avenues, and it's 2 years. Of course, you're going to get, you get paid for your work or whatever. It's not that you're going to be in indentured servitude for the 2 years, but you get paid. And you do your job well, and then what you have is a vested interest in your own country. Mm-hmm. And he says, imagine how unified our country would be. Guarantee almost no political rifts like we see today. People would be happier and feel a sense of pride and fulfillment in their work. We'd be giving these young adults an opportunity to find themselves while being a part of something much bigger before giving them full reins of their future and expecting them to make such serious decisions. Yeah. And there's the argument sometimes that like, well, I was 17 when I picked my career and I'm doing just fine. But my dad was 14 years old when he learned his trade. Mm-hmm. He never loved it. He was really good at it. Sure. But he never loved it. Yeah. He always wanted to be an astronaut. He always wanted to be a physics teacher. But that's not what he got to do. He was trying to go back to school for it, and then the economy crashed, and then he passed away. He died, and he didn't get to do that thing but he had a trade that would make money.
Mhm.
And that was like what you were supposed to do in his era. You're supposed to have a trade or have a job or have a career, do the job, retire. You know what I mean? And so people go to college, they get their degrees, they get out of college, they discover that they despise English.
Right.
They absolutely hate it. They don't want to teach it. It's the worst thing in the world. It makes them miserable and they want to die.
So they spent, time, money,
and
yeah.
Their parents pay for the education.
Right.
And they say, Mom and Dad, I hate this. Well, we paid $75,000 for you to get your degree in English. You better use it.
Doing, yeah.
It's a terrible idea. And it's not fair, which nothing is fair.
Well, I think that's why you as parents, even as a society, what you should do is you should build up
entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship's number one. There's actually colleges that are starting to do that in programs, which is great.
Actual trade.
Yeah.
If you really enjoy doing something that's a trade, do it.
I don't know what I was going to say.
There's no loss of prestige.
What makes somebody successful in any field is having a certain skill set, right? And understanding certain things when it comes to, and some of this sounds cliche, but some of this is actually very applicable. Okay. How to be diligent, how to be on time, how to be prepared, how to revise your work, how to have pride in this is my best effort turned in.
Even if you don't like the thing that you're doing.
Exactly.
You don't half-ass it, you whole-ass it.
Yeah, exactly. And then whole-ass it. Anyway, all right.
WHOLE, whole-ass.
On that note,
all right.
We should wrap this up.
Now that we've got way in the weeds.
We do that. That's okay. Some people like this. So
we lost everybody. It's fine.
I'm almost tempted to leave this one as just a live, and I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to throw this up there. And then we should just do it separate. Yeah.
No, just throw it up there.
Yeah.
Throw it up there.
Okay, cool.
Our next topic.
Yeah, what did we decide on?
I think we decided on making it about therapy. Not like couples therapy, but therapy. Like, do you
pro or con? Yeah.
Pro or con? Do you think it's a good idea? Right. Why or why not? If you utilize it, have you found it helpful?
Sure.
Things like that.
I think it's like, what's funny about therapy is people say therapy and there's a lot of people actually that don't realize that it's just like any other trade where there's good therapists and there's really shitty ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to find somebody that vibes with you and that's going to that vibes with you, but it's going to tell you the hard truths.
Right. Okay. So
anyway.
Cool. Okay. So therapy.
Yes, no.
Yes, no.
Why not?
Yes, no. Why?
If it's a no,
yeah.
Why not? If it's a yes, why?
Yep.
All right. All 7 of you that listen, send me your answers. I love all of you. Thank you.
You are hilarious with the.
It's easier for me to think about it that way. That's why I do it that way.
I know.
I don't like compliments. I feel weird about thinking about people listening to my words coming out of my face and thinking that they mean anything. Unless I'm talking about strength, then I'm like, you better listen to what I say.
Oh, man. All right. Till next time, I'm the Hooligan.
I'm the Harridan.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.